Hello and welcome to another video. This is Badger. Long time no see. I've been away for a while doing busy life shit. So we've got something that we want to talk about today, which is why fascism is leftist. I just had a semi-stroke there. I do apologize. I am here today with just a friend and also another friend, Shadow Z. Hello, introduce yourself, brah.
Sup?
Sup? Sup, bruh? So yeah, basically we've been looking around at we watched Rageaholic's video on Antifa and why they resemble the black coats and with the fascists, and then how Mussolini actually supported socialism in a to a certain degree, and then said it's too slow, it doesn't drag enough people in, let's supercharge it with fascism. Now, we've got a couple of excerpts here, so if you want to read one of his Benito Mussolini's actual book, if you can decipher any of this, it's actually in Trentino, from the eyes of a socialist, or from like a view as a socialist or something, and basically it shows what he thought of how Italy was running and how it should run, etc., etc. Yeah, looks like this was actually, holy crumbs, taken out of a library, October 7th, 19... is that 60 or 59? Jesus, that's a long time. But yeah, this is it's a really interesting find. It's a shame that it's all in Italian, and I don't want to go ahead and just, do all that, but like I had a quick research and it looks as if anybody who's able to decipher that, please let me know. I'd love to read through it. So anyways, more important news, well, more importantly, okay, is that I actually found a book called, well, it's just Mussolini, okay, and this is about, sorry, but this is by, who's it by? Pages displayed by permissions of Bloomsbury. That doesn't tell me much about this book. Maybe. Richard J.B. Bosworth in 2014. So basically, page 70, Mussolini. We're going to start off here. Acknowledging his own flirtation with I don't know how to pronounce that. Prezzolini? How would you think? Shadow.
I don't know. I mean, pretzels sound good right now, but
Fucking pretzels, yeah. Fuck yeah. Prezzolini and his colleagues at Lavus, or however, Lavus, no, who themselves looked appreciatively on the nationalists. Mussolini admitted once that he had sympathized with domestic nationalism and the idea of a democratic and cultural movement devoted to the advancement, unification, and renewal of the Italian people. Okay, so it's getting there. It's like, okay, anybody listening to him on the stage, saying like, oh yeah, it's for us, Italy, our people, blah blah blah. That they'll think like, oh yeah, that's pretty damn fucking cool. It continues. The plot thickens. Basically, it says, but no more but no more his socialism was too stout for further dalliance. His socialism. So once it was like, yeah, cool, socialism is, great. It's like, he was, look, I mean, he was part of a socialist party even. He liked it to an extent. Still, there were places worse than Italy, he had to admit. The distant USA, for example. And in his word, he says, the rapacious, I don't know how to say, rapacious property-owning American bourgeoisie admits no limits, possesses no scruples, and does not share the fears of and the cowardice of our bourgeoisie. They are violent, absolute criminal. When they feel the need, they simply stain their hands with the proletarian blood. They lack any human sense, They are only interested in exploitation. Now, if that doesn't seem socialist to you, check your pulse. Check it right now. If you have no pulse, you're dying. Possibly, or dead. Nor had he broken fully with Prezzolini. Indeed, in March-April 1911, Mussolini humbly asked the editor of La Voce for an advance on his royalties for the Trentino as seen by a socialist. As I said, this book right here. This one. Okay. Which was to be published in Florence under Prezzolini's auspices. Don't even know what that is. And with his sub-editorial attention to Mussolini's prose, the death of his father, Mussolini complained and had temporary financial embarrassment. Well, once again, the possibilities lurched that somewhere beneath the stormy surface of his rhetoric, Mussolini cherished his Italian identity and placed implicit limits on his dedication to internationalist revolutionary socialism. There we go. Mussolini, a socialist party stalwart. Mussolini, an intellectual patriot. Mussolini, a man of general fame. There you have it. Basically, what he wanted to do. Can you sum this up for us, Keith?
So basically, he thought regular socialism was too slow and ineffective, so he combined nationalism and supercharged it to create the ultimate ideology in his eyes.
Exactly, and Hitler favored this position. He loved it. He implemented it himself. But he's a little bit more.
But with one twist. He combined race into the mix.
Yeah, exactly. He was a race realist. Reason why Mussolini doesn't really pop up on the on the scale that much is that why don't people talk about Mussolini? Why don't they? Is it because the black coats and Antifa and they don't want to admit that their side is wrong? Is it something a little bit more in depth? What do you think?
Well, put it this way. They can scapegoat Hitler because his ideology was racist, whereas Mussolini was just about nationalism. So if they just criticize him, they have to acknowledge that he wasn't racist.
Yeah, exactly. And he just said Italy and Italy's people. And he didn't say anything else about race or anything. He just said, that's it. But not
Actually,
to
he did have one quote on race denouncing that it was the sole thing to worry about. Like, I'll try and get it up, but basically, yeah, the gist of it, he thought that race wasn't necessary to national feeling. In fact, just let me get it up here. I should be able to.
This doesn't excuse him at all. We're not saying, oh, because he's not a racist, he's fine. No, he's not fine.
Ah, here it is. Okay. Let me see. Race, it is a feeling, not a reality. 95% at least. Nothing will ever make me believe that biologically pure races can be shown to exist today. National pride has no need for the delirium of race.
Exactly. There we go. He called it a delusion to bring race into it, really.
Yeah.
Which it is. He's not wrong. He ain't wrong. But still, I'm not going to, say like, oh, yeah, all's good, Mussolini. No. He still had the black coats. Antifa really do represent the fascists of the, of Mussolini's rise. The black coats, they would storm, public areas and force people to... this is where the supercharging of socialism comes in. They'll force people. They would shut down other people's freedom of speech. Okay, which in America, basically the Western world, you should be damn thankful that you have freedom of speech. It'll even look. It gets lefty socialists to speak, and I'm happy that they speak, so I can listen to what they say and I can respond. So yeah, what we've found is that what I think personally is that we could see a little bit of a in America is history repeated itself a little bit. So we have Antifa, the black coats, okay. To me, Trump is Trump isn't like a fascist or a Nazi or anything. I think he's more, if you could say anything, maybe a Reagan or a Churchill. I don't know where to put him. What would you say?
I'd say he's just more of a centrist who'll have a few progressive areas, but then he's also heavily sympathetic to nationalism as well, especially in terms of protectionism.
Yeah, exactly. And his, I mean, like, see, the thing is that with nationalism, it isn't, nationalism isn't really much to be afraid of until it's being used to supercharge something. So, like, and a fairly extremist point of view. So, for example, like, with socialism, it is fairly, it's debilitating to people. It's controlling people. If you use nationalism to supercharge such a thing, holy shit. If you're just saying, hey, look, my turf, get off my turf, this is ours, if we know that you're cool, come in, that's fine. That's just protecting your people. I mean, there's protection, and then there's outright, there'll be outright, like, pushing people out of the country for no reason. Almost. Just at the click of a finger, bang, like that. What do you say?
Yeah, indeed, honestly. You're completely 100% right there.
Thank you very much. Well, how does this tie in with Hitler? As I said before, Hitler liked what Mussolini what Mussolini said. He actually said that, can you bring up, like, a specific quote at all?
Which quote?
He praised, Hitler praised Mussolini.
Let me look this up.
Yeah, exactly.
This won't take long.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, Hitler praised Mussolini and stated that, what he had going would benefit his own cause. And it was all purely for himself. I mean, Mussolini and Hitler were extremely narcissist. They were very, about themselves. It was always, me. It was always about them. It's not like, surely they said, for the people, for the people, for the people. But what they did was they did it for themselves. They didn't do it for, many other people. It affected many others, but really, fascism is quite narcissistic. But that's not the major trait. Anybody can be narcissistic. The nicest person in the world can have a slight kind of, worrisome factor to him. Have you found that yet, Shadow?
I'm trying to find quotes, but what I could mention is the fact that both of them did ally quite militarily. Like, they were locked in a firm relationship with each other. Now, there were bumps to it, of course, but overall, they definitely saw value in each other's ideas.
Hitler and Mussolini skipping over a fieldy meadow, like prancing, frolicking gaily over like a meadow of daisies. Somebody needs to make a photo of that, like a cartoon. Like rosy cheeks and everything. Awesome. A Disney style one as well, because Disney. Disney World.
Anyways, continue.
Anyway, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna see how on a next episode or on a next video, we're gonna be explaining how Nazism came into it, and Nazism. Just to keep I guess your ears peeled for the next episode, we're gonna explain why Nazism is why it's called National Socialism. Nazi, National Socialist. It's a shortened, it's National Socialism. There you go.
Nazi was just a shortened acronym for it, and it would just generally be used as a pejorative by the Allies and others who would fight them.
Yeah, exactly. So, I'll see you next time. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.
Logging out.